How Victoria became a Queen of the United Kingdom. Have you ever thought about how someone who was fifth in line to the throne suddenly became the ruler of one of the greatest empires the world has ever known? Queen Victoria's story is full of unexpected events, family secrets, and courage. In this video we shall explore how a young princess from Kensington Palace grew up to become one of the most famous monarchs in history. Let's dive in. A royal baby born under unusual circumstances. Victoria was born on May 24, 1819, at Kensington Palace in London. But did you know she was born in the dining room? It might sound strange, but it was because hot water for the birth could easily be brought up from the kitchen. She was named Alexandrina Victoria, Alexandrina after her godfather, Tsar Alexander I of Russia, and Victoria after her mother. This unique start was just the beginning of a life full of surprises. Her mother, Princess Victoria of Saxe-Coburg-Saalfeld, came from a royal family in what is now Germany. Her father was Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, the fourth son of King George III. Sadly, her father died just 8 months after she was born. This early loss set the stage for a tough childhood. Despite this, her birth was a cause of hope for the royal family's future. The strict and lonely Kensington system. After her father's death, Victoria's mother and a man named Sir John Conroy created a strict way of raising her called the Kensington system. This system was designed to keep Victoria very controlled and dependent. She was watched closely and not allowed much freedom. She couldn't even walk down the stairs without someone holding her hand. Victoria lived in near isolation and had very few friends. She was constantly supervised, had no own bedroom, and had to sleep in her mother's room. But despite this lonely life, Victoria was a bright and curious child. She learned many languages, English, French, German, Italian, and Latin, and loved to write stories and draw. Fate pushes Victoria up the line of succession. When Victoria was born, she was far from the throne, fifth in line. But things changed quickly. Her uncle, King George IV, had no legitimate children. His successor, King William IV, also had no legitimate heirs. This made the future of the throne uncertain and the royal family anxious about who would rule next. Many members of the royal family died or had no children, and soon Victoria moved up to second and then first in line. Suddenly, the little princess had a chance to become queen. This shift in fortune changed Victoria's life forever, turning her from a quiet child into a future monarch. Becoming queen, at only 18 years old. On June 20, 1837, King William IV died. Victoria was just 18 years old but became Queen of the United Kingdom. Imagine going from a strict childhood to ruling an entire nation overnight. The pressure was enormous, but Victoria faced it with courage. Victoria showed her independence immediately. She removed her bed from her mother's room, showing she was no longer under her mother's control. She dressed in black mourning clothes and made her first public appearance alone. This was a powerful statement that she was ready to lead. People were eager to see how this young queen would rule. Early reign, learning the ropes and political drama. Victoria's first years as queen were filled with challenges. She was young and inexperienced, so she leaned heavily on her first prime minister, Lord Melbourne, who became her mentor and trusted advisor. People whispered rumors that they had a secret romance, but those were just gossip. One political crisis, called the bedchamber crisis, happened because Victoria refused to replace her ladies-in-waiting, which upset the new prime minister. It showed that Victoria was starting to understand how to use her royal power, but she still had a lot to learn. Victoria supported reforms that made voting fairer by introducing secret ballots in 1872. She also helped improve education, with most children attending school by the end of her reign. Meeting Prince Albert, a royal love story. Victoria's life changed again when she met Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha, her cousin. They married in 1840 in a joyful ceremony. Their marriage was not just about politics, it was built on real love. Albert became Victoria's closest supporter and partner in ruling the country. He helped her with state affairs and took an active role in raising their 9 children. Their happy family life was admired by the public and set a new standard for royal families. The British Empire grows, larger than ever. During Victoria's reign, the British Empire became the largest empire in history. It covered vast lands in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, and beyond. In 1876, Victoria was crowned Empress of India, marking Britain's powerful control over the Indian subcontinent. This title reflected Britain's global influence. Victoria believed the empire brought civilization and order to its colonies. However, the expansion wasn't easy or fair for many people living under British rule. The cost of the empire included conflicts and struggles for independence in many places. The empire's reach shaped world history in ways still discussed today. Personal tragedy: the death of Prince Albert. In 1861, tragedy struck when Prince Albert died at the young age of 42 from typhoid fever. Victoria was heartbroken and went into deep mourning. She wore black clothes for the rest of her life and withdrew from public appearances for many years. Her absence worried the people, and some even questioned if she could still be a good queen. But with time and encouragement from family and friends, Victoria slowly returned to public life. The Golden and Diamond Jubilees, celebrations of a long reign. Victoria ruled for nearly 64 years, a record at the time. In 1887, she celebrated her Golden Jubilee, marking 50 years on the throne, and in 1897, her Diamond Jubilee, celebrating 60 years. These celebrations were huge public events, with millions of people cheering for their queen. Victoria's smile, rarely seen in public, warmed the hearts of her subjects. These jubilees showed how much she had grown into her role as a beloved monarch. The Victorian era, a time of change. Victoria's reign was a time of great change. Britain transformed from a mostly rural country to an industrial superpower. Cities grew rapidly, factories filled with workers, and new inventions like trains and telephones changed everyday life. Social changes happened too. More people gained the right to vote, education improved, and the middle class grew. However, life was still hard for many, with poverty, child labor, and poor living conditions common. Victoria was known for her strong morals and family values. She was seen as a symbol of stability in a fast-changing world. The complex legacy of Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria's reign is remembered as a golden age for Britain, but it also has its controversies. The empire's expansion caused suffering and conflict in many colonies. Historians today look at both the achievements and the costs of the Victorian era. Victoria was sometimes seen as a woman overshadowed by men, but new studies show she was a skilled politician. She influenced important decisions and was deeply involved in the governance of her country. Her family connections spread across Europe, earning her the nickname the Grandmother of Europe. Many European royal families today trace their roots back to her children, the final years and her passing. In her later years, Victoria faced many personal losses, including the deaths of some of her children and grandchildren. She became frail and used a wheelchair due to arthritis but remained dedicated to her duties. Victoria died peacefully on January 22, 1901, at Osborne House on the Isle of Wight. Her death marked the end of an era. She was buried alongside Prince Albert, and millions mourned her passing. What do you think? Was Queen Victoria just a young girl controlled by powerful men, or was she a strong, clever woman who shaped history? Did her love for her family make her a better queen? We want to hear your thoughts. Write your opinions in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into Queen Victoria's life, please like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from history. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.